Hi, this is Patty with Supernatural Parenting with Patty and Zari, and we're here to give you tips to make you even more super than you already are. And I just want to talk to you today about spiritual warfare. I'm on social media and I see all these posts and pictures and different things. And something that bothers me sometimes is I see a lot of Christians going through struggles or people who claim to know God. I'm not talking about little struggles. I'm talking about major struggles. Listen, Zari told me a long time ago when we first connected that she was in a mega church, which I happen to know which church. It doesn't matter. It's just that she was in the middle of spiritual warfare on a major level, like attack on every side. And she was not informed by one single person in that church that this is what was going on in her life until God connected her to me, and I was the messenger that God sent. God told her to trust me, and she told me her story, basically. All of this battle she was in, like all of this attack. And she said to me, "Is God punishing me?" And I'm like, "Sorry, no, you are in the middle of a spiritual battle." Okay, I want to read this verse to you so that you know, parents, what's going on. It says in Ephesians 6:12, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the powers, against the world forces of this darkness, against the spiritual forces of wickedness in heavenly places." Once again, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the powers, against the world forces of this darkness, against the spiritual forces of wickedness in heavenly places. So listen, even though everybody in the church did not inform Zari that she was in the middle of spiritual warfare, that's not our battle, because I was in that church and God did direct her to me. And so eventually we did make that connection for her. But, you know, God could have used anybody in that church, outside of that church, non-believer, to inform her. But the facts are, you have to be aware that you're not going to fight flesh with flesh. If you're in major attacks of depression, poverty, homelessness, fighting relational problems, marriage, divorce, sexual promiscuity, any kind of out of the ordinary or out of the godly assignment for your life in a major way, and you see a pattern and you see it generational in your family, or you can even see that pattern among your friends, in the church. Sorry to say, but I mean, the church is for people who are hurting, so I'm not putting down any church at all. But if you see that pattern, you're in the middle of spiritual warfare. But the good news is God is bigger. When Satan was kicked out of heaven by God, it was like God was flicking a gnat off of his shoulder. So the God that's in the universe, the God of love, the God who is the Father of Jesus, and the Holy Spirit who lives in you, is way more powerful, which you do need to be aware, and you do need to call on him. Listen, the best spiritual warfare manual that I recommended to Zari, and I myself have found to be extremely useful to identify what you're dealing with, is every place your foot shall tread, the attack lambs. Every place your foot shall tread, the attack lambs. You can get it on Amazon, I think for 1 penny, and it's completely worth it. And then there are all kinds of videos that Zari does. I do some YouTube, there's some GodTube. Zari writes so many books. I have some things about discernment for your kids, for yourself, in some of my books. Google Supernatural Parenting. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter. If you find the website, it's zwriteswords.org. You will find like all of our books. You will find what you need to find, and you will put an end to this battle. You will win. So just remember, by the power of the Holy Spirit, you are super. Bye.